Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. I am Lilly, and in this video I'm starting in 10k BC with a hardcore tribe without migrating. We are going to the same place as the beginner's video I made a few days ago, and there will be nothing easy about it this time. In fact, it will be a nightmare for at least the first 2000 years. I will use a random tribe for authenticity and edit away as little as possible at the start, as you can get a full feeling for the events as they occur. So let's start this hellish adventure. Yeah, let's get to it. Same place, Switzerland, close to the Matterhorn. We're doing hardcore, still normal speed. So this is the tribe I'm going to play with. Okay, she's nothing special, but at least she doesn't have a ton of bad grades. Yeah, let's have a look at my people. Oh, she has 3 and good grades. Yeah, that's fine. Bad grade, bad grade. Okay, she's okay. Bad grades, bad grades. Okay, so it's a bit bob this tribe, but hey, there you go. So hardcore in region 2 is going to be a nightmare. Region 3, no problem without migrating. 10k BC in hardcore, because I mean region 3 barely had any ice age at all to talk about. I mean, it was perhaps a few hundred years, and that's basically it, if anything at all. But region 2 and region 1 has, yeah, well, in the northern parts of Europe there is no way you can survive without migrating. Absolutely no way. But you can in the more southern parts of region 2. We are in mid parts of region 2, so this is going to be really difficult. I also don't think it would be possible to do it on slow, because it's so much more days per month that you will need to feed people. You will need to feed people 6 times on slow per month, 4 times per month on normal speed, and only 2 times on fast. So if you want to succeed, for sure, if you don't know quite what you're doing, you could choose to do fast, but you can't really survive any higher up north than what we are at the moment. You might get away with it a little bit higher up in Spain, but Spain, France, maybe more southern Germany, but that's basically it. It won't be a lot. Probably not. Probably won't work. I could try it later, but I'm pretty sure it won't work. Right, so I'm just going to go straight to it and get down the fireplaces and the peltot, and I want both to be up in one day, same day. We don't want any unrest. So focusing on getting the materials that you need for these 2 to be completed before day 1 is over is important. So chuck up work hours, chuck up labor age, all these things, and as soon as they are done, you chuck it back down again. So my calculators say we should be done, yeah, and we are. And of course then we are going to put down the work hours, of course. Right, so now we have only 4 people sleeping outside, and they are sleeping by the fireplace, so it won't be plus 50 unrest, it will only be plus 34. Right, so now we can do all the other groups. Do everything small, because you cannot afford to put 4 people in any one group. The only one group that should have more than 2 people is emergency and food. That's it. And with emergency, I mean if you're suddenly deciding to build another hut, you will need 30 straw and two ropes. So then you need to get 30 straw, and you need to get it fast, because if people sleep by the fireplace for more than 4 days, they start to build more unrest. Their will is starting to take over if they're going to leave or not. So keep that in mind, because you might have only plus 34, but their will is working in the background as well, making everything worse. Basically their patience runs out, even though it seems that their unrest is not growing. Their patience is running out. Keep that in mind. Don't be fooled by it. It's a bit of a pitfall for people who does not know that will decides when they will leave. Right, so the higher will they have, the more likely they are to come to a quicker decision to leave than those who have much lower will. So the normal amount is 100. Anything above it can be dangerous. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna let them gather, and it being hardcore and it being middle Europe-ish, middle to south, we are going to run out of fish. We won't have a lot of fish, and the animals we have will be few, and they won't be big. It will be hares and dogs to start with for at least the first 5 to 1,000 years. So yeah, keep up the materials coming in. Now we have wooden spears, so now it's time to get out the hunters. So for now we're going to do the small species. We probably will only have a hare and a dog, to be honest. But the good thing about seasons is that every season you can get a few more animals migrating to you that you can hunt. So this can save us, and it probably will as well. But I'm also going to utilize raiding and trading, because there is no way you will manage to survive without utilizing raiding and trading. This is the same as when you're trying to be sedentary with a Neolithic 200 plus hardcore tribe. You must have more than one option to get food. If your farms are not up, you have to raid and trade and basically bleed dry the environment before the farms are up. So it is really, really difficult. Let's see. So far nobody has angry faces, which is fantastic, because we still have a few sleeping out in the not in the open but by the fireplace. So okay, so there's a dog there. I'm going to go help them and let the entire tribe partake in the slaughter. Normally there are around 3 people on it, approximately 3, yeah. So we don't waste too much food. We don't want to waste anything at all. So yeah, so region 2, lower part of region 2 is the most north I think you can manage 10 kbc hardcore without migrating. Also we were lucky we didn't have any children in this tribe to start with, which means that we can torture a tribe a bit with rationing and low amounts of food without them dying from starvation. And we also don't have any older people who has very low fitness. This means that it will take longer for them to reach low enough fitness for them to develop any starvation disease. So this is a plus for once. So if you start with a lot of children, you will have it more difficult. Be aware of that. We were lucky to not have kids. We were also lucky to not have any really old people. Right, so for me, always in hardcore, get up both things at the start immediately. Get up the peltot and get up the fireplace. You don't have to do the offerings yet, because it will take some time before the unrest is growing to a point where you as a player need to take any action. For now you must focus on getting up all the huts you need for everyone. Then you get rid of lack of housing, and then we can start fighting the food problem. And then we can start using offerings to get rid of some of the unrest. But what we will not get rid of with any kind of comfort is hunger. Hunger needs food. Nothing else will do the trick. But they will rather die from starvation than leave if they have low unrest. Because unrest has nothing to do with hunger. Hunger comes from lack of food, not lack of comfort. Just be aware there's a clear distinction there, you know. So the fitness we can only fix with work hours and food. Right, so we are probably going to lower the work hours as well. Maybe, that depends. When we get kids, because of course we're going to get kids, people are going to have babies, we will need to be extremely careful with the rationing, because we could kill off our kids, and we really don't want that, because they are kind of our future, aren't they? So yeah, keep that in mind. So for now we seem to be doing okay. We have a few roots what everybody hates, but they only have one unrest, which is lack of proper housing, those who are sleeping by the fireplace. And they are also rotating, of course, on the pelt hut, which is plus 30 quality at the moment, because we have nothing else that is better, do we? So yeah, I'm very glad the system works like this, and not that it's always giving minus 26 or minus 37 and yeah, plus 37 unrest. Right, so yeah, so for now we are doing okay-ish. You can see that we don't have a lot of food at all. But let's give them the limit of what people can eat per day. Now we have 7 adults, and nobody is old enough to eat less, so they will eat 7 units every day per meal. They can easily go one skip one meal here and one meal there when they're adult and their fitness is fine, without having any ill effect of it. Kids, however, will have ill effect after just one. Their fitness will be lowered after just one. It is harsh, but it is, yeah, I like it like that. It's supposed to be hard. Right. So we need more ropes to be able to build another house. I think that's it, really, what's needed. I thought I had to. And then it showed it lacked rope, but I was sure I had to. So it must have been 1.8 or something showing us too. You know, you can't see decimals, so that can confuse you a little bit. So just keep that in mind if you see something that doesn't quite add up. If you add decimals, you will see that it does make sense. Okay, so what do we have? We have a few bones. That's it. Yeah. Let's get up some offerings now. It's time now. Because now I saw the first unhappy face. Because we've been here a few sleeps now. So now people who sleeps by the fireplace will start to tell you that they don't love it. It was just one though, wasn't it? It was just one that had unhappy face. Maybe he had slept consecutive nights by the fireplace. Yeah, but when this hut is down, that means only 2 would sleep in the open. We have elder people, so let's get down a grave. At least it's down. And if we only use one person to do these things, then the rest of the tribe can still go do their chores, which is super important. We cannot afford the entire tribe going to build a grave or building a hut. We cannot afford that. Yeah, we can put up that as well. Give her more work to practice on. Improve skills. Right, so there we have, now we have 5 sleep spots. So just 2 is sleeping by the fireplace. Okay, this is good. But food is looking grim. Let's add another fisherman. And double it. And 1 slack of rationing we can get away with. Increase work hours. This is how you can jiggle a bit with the policies, and often have to, in order to survive 10 kbc without migrating. Yeah, so now their will is at work. Now their will decide when they will leave the tribe. A lot of wills here, isn't it? Keep that in mind. A lot of people are not aware of this, or they forget it, that they might only have plus 34 on rest, but their will is working in the background. Their patience is running low. Okay, no more wild produce. Oh my word. Okay, so we need to rely on... Oh, we're out of animals. Okay. We might be FUC. You know what? We might be beeped. Let me see. Get in the fish at least. That will soon be out as well. That will soon be out. You can help out with ropes. Come on, get some plant fibers. We can get more ropes and more huts, because people's patience is running out. And now we will also have people being hungry, which also gives unrest. So it could be a combination unrest that is actually lethal for the tribe. So get your huts up. Get rid of at least 1 of the unrests. Because then we can tackle the hunger, because they can go a day or 2 without developing starvation. They will only have the unrest for being hungry. So let's work on that too. We'll make you 2. That means that you can crop and chop and cut faster, or crop and chop. Yeah. Because there's a little food. Yeah. People get a little bit. We also might have to open up for bigger animals in hunters, but let's see how this goes. Because we're now going into summer, so maybe we are lucky and get a few roots if we're lucky. And now we can have another hut. When we build this one, then everyone has a place to sleep. That gives quality sleep. Ergo, we will not have combination unrest when people go more hungry. Super important. Avoid combination unrest. It's lethal, basically lethal. Okay, so we also have offerings, so now people can pray a bit and get rid of some of the unrest too. And then we only have the fitness aspect that can kill people or make people leave. For that we need food. Definitely need food. And that's it. Nothing else you can do. You can have all the comfort you want, but if people can't eat, they will die anyway. Die or leave. Okay, so, migrants. Okay, 2. Oh, you have an increase and need to take you. And you. I have to take both. That means I need to build another hut. But now there are almost 3 huts, which means that more and more people will be able to rotate. So fewer and fewer will have to sleep by the fireplace. Hence, fewer and fewer will get unrest. Right, so now I build another spot in the crafters work group, so we can get more tools to do better job and to get more housing. Because after this one is built, we need another one because we got 2 more people. How she's doing? She's going strong still. Let me see. Yeah, we're still really low on food. But when the season changed from spring to summer, we got a few more hares and I think 1 dog. I think we got 1 dog. So we got a little bit more to live off along with fish, but I'm expecting fish to any moment go out now because we've fished for almost a year. Haven't we? No, we haven't. When did we start? No, we've fished since April and now we are in summer almost. So yeah, it's harsh. That is flipping harsh. You only have a few months of fish before it's gone. I'm not sure how 100% correct that is in this region of Europe. Up in north where there's mostly ice, sure. But down here, not sure about that. But it's supposed to be hard. This is the way I wanted it. Not everything is 100% accurate with regards to realism. I just wanted it to be harder. I mean, the thing is that a lot of people do not seem to do correctly are using the work policies. A lot of people never touch them. And I'm like, why? Why are you not taking control over your tribe in that sense? Because this is the ultimate power to decide who does what. You decide what happens to the overall tribe. You are basically steering the society. And when you have hardcore games like this, you must use the work hours. You just have to. Yeah, let me see. Where are you going? Are they going further away now to find fish? Probably. Anyway, let's see how far we can get. I am not sure at all if we're actually going to make this. If we don't, then I have to go a bit more south. But then it stops being a real challenge. So that won't be fun, in my opinion. So I will just stay where the challenge is. And you can make it with luck. With luck and using tribe abilities and policies correctly. And doing the right thing at the right time. That's basically it. Let's have a look. Yeah, just seeing how their will is and stuff. So they should be alright now. Because there's only 2 people sleeping out by the fireplace now. And yeah, we have 4 ropes. That means we can chuck down even more huts. Poor Man's Shack is at the moment giving, is it +5? I think it's +5, because there is nothing better that any of the tribe knows about, anyone in the tribe. Nobody knows about anything better. They think they're living the life of luxury now. This is the best they have, and this is the best they've known their entire lives. So they're fine with it. But of course, as soon as they know there's something better, they would want it. Oh, I see more migrants. Okay, let's just get him. Oh, she's increased. He's not, and he's got bad grades, but I have to take them for her because she was good. So now we need 2 more huts. Okay, we can do that. We have plant fiber coming in, we have ropes being made, and we have constantly straw coming in. Straw you will kind of get a lot of no matter where you are. Perhaps not in the most northern part to start with, but normally you actually do. Going mid-west Norway, north, as far north as you can, will give you nothing. Let's see how much is left of the dog. Won't be much. Yeah. just leave that to the hunters. Let's get going. Yeah, no food. And no wild produce. Nothing. Okay, this might be it. This might be the end for us. Come on, we should soon start to get a few more roots and at least a few berries. We are far enough down in Europe to have it. I think I have to let them go get the big animals as well. Can't have it like this. What a pity, because we're supposed to rely on these big animals when shit hits the fan later, and then have a nice trickle besides. If we can avoid hunting any of the big animals, then they will multiply and have many, and then Life of Circle makes sure that we will always have a nice trickle of self-dead animals that the gatherers can go strip. But it seems we have to take action, because after day 2 they will start to lose fitness. Day 2 with no food, fitness will start going. Then it's just a matter of time before they are dead. Within perhaps 2-3 days after that, starvation will be fatal. Because it's not only a day without food, it is several weeks, isn't it? So if you skip 4 meals, you have gone roughly 2 months without food. Yeah, so it goes without saying. Starvation is definitely a fact at that point. So the apple is constantly red, but of course it will always be constantly red if you play hardcore and really hardcore like this. Okay, so now we're getting in some food so people can get up there. You see her had a unhappy face. She was probably hungry, too hungry. So, but we have food now. Let people eat. Okay, so they've killed two wild sheep. And let's not have anything wasted. Just basically ask the entire tribe to go help out with the stripping, get that done. Because we don't have much food. Well, they will eat the bones, but since they don't have housing unrest, it won't create combination unrest. It will just be the early starts. I'm putting back to a little bit to rationing again till we have a bit more. Let me see, that looks good. I don't think we need it. We can probably, let me see, start to create storage areas for the food and fence it in. Better safe than sorry. Things, if any animals come here, we will quickly kill them and eat them. It's brutal, but it is what it is. I think we're going to get berries now. There you go, roots. That's basically what we have at the moment. That's it. Let's see. You can make the fencing around, because we have a few ropes now that we can use. Doesn't have to be big, you just have to be secure. Yeah, I can go down on this one, but I'm going to keep work hours a bit high to make sure that all the animals are stripped in time before any food is lost, any meat is lost. Don't want that at all. Okay, so now they've had 1 meal with full rations. Now putting on the rations again to save more meat, save more food. So you might have to yo-yo like this for quite a while. We're now 500 years in and we are no way out of the woods. No way. Still no food, only the meat that they are stripping. So yeah, we might have to yo-yo a bit with the rationing. Also the notches. For now we have managed to only put it on 1 notch, which means roughly 16 to 17% less of the calories they need to be happy and healthy. So they can handle this for quite a few days, but not too many. When you see unhappy faces coming and you check them out and see that they have hunger description and their fitness is going down, then you need to remove the rations again. The rationing, you need to let them eat full meals. Okay, so yeah, we have food. Workouts are still a bit high, but that's fine for now. That's fine. Everybody has a place to sleep-ish. We lack 2 places now because we got even more migrants, didn't we? Oh yeah, we're gonna build more huts, of course. We're now in, okay, still summer, late summer. So this means next month we could be lucky and get not only berries but also nuts if we are lucky. No guarantees. It's all down to the seed of locality. So putting more rationing on, because we cannot be cocky just because we have food for several days. We need to be careful. We can yo-yo the rationing up and down and to 0, and then let the fitness build up again, and then we can ration more, and then we see when fitness going too low, then we take away the rationing. And this is one way to basically use the policies to make sure that the entire tribe survives. We do not have kids yet still, so this is why we can get away with doing this so easily, because this is easy. It is easy to fiddle around with the rationing when you don't have any really old people or any very young. Yeah, so let's see how this goes. How much can we torture our tribe? It's all a trial and error, yeah, because you never know 100% how people will react. So fishing is gone as well. Let's put down the work hours so that the work hours do not hammer on their fitness, but let's keep the rationing on. Because if you have higher work hours and also rationing, that means their fitness will go down faster. So if you diminish one of them, then you can get away with it. So I'm going to let them eat a proper meal now and see, make sure that nobody has prolonged fitness reduction. And get up the last hut as well. We're probably going to get more migrants now so that we can forever build huts. But you know, you need to build your skill levels, you know. And we're also soon going to make stone fencing for 1 person. Oh, another migrant. Yeah, you're good. You got bad grades though, and you're good and you got good grades. I'm taking you guys, that's for sure. So we're going to make stone fencing as well for only 1 group, so they can learn more stone fencing, because as usual we had only 1 person with architecture and only 1 person with stoneworking. Always tends to happen. But they are only 7 people, so they need to divide their skills, don't they? Okay, so let's you ta-da, and you. There you go. That's how optimistic we are, because now we should any moment start getting lovely nuts. Yeah, we can just leave it like that for a while, give the tribe a break, because there is food now. They can eat well and not have increased work hours. No fish still. Is that a horse? Fuck no. Don't do the horses. Oh, they already killed the cow. So we got cattle. We got cattle and horses with the last migration of animals coming from other areas into our area. So I don't mind that. It's a lot of meat. They're now sending tribe, of course, to help out. We should perhaps consider to also get some dryers if the decay circle goes more than halfway on the meat. Make sure it lasts longer. Just took away all the limits to let people work on their skills. This is a way you can do it. You can just not put any limits on things that doesn't cost a lot. For instance, fine sticks and wooden spears. That's both woodworking and toolsmithing. You can just as well pause these because there's no fish ain't no fish. You can chill a bit as well, only do one, because there's no point in over harvesting. We need to make sure nothing is wasted. Okay, so we have been lucky so far, I have to admit, we have been very lucky. And the gate, of course. There you go. That'll do it. Right, so we are closing up to... God knows how long have we been here now? Yeah. It feels very long when it's hard to do. It feels really long. And I'm just waiting for the harsh winters to chill, so more seeds can survive and blossom in spring that we can harvest. Just look at them just standing around, chatting along with family when work hours are over. Yeah. So we seem to constantly have two people sleeping out, because we constantly keep getting more migrants as soon as we've done the huts for all the others. It's like this never-ending circle. We can of course say no, but I don't say no to skills. Unless the food is so bad that we won't survive, we are pretty much safe at the moment. This can and probably will go very titty up very soon. We never know. Let's just be grateful for what we have so far. But you can see I had to fiddle with the rations in order to make sure everyone survived, because there was too little food. There were several days without food. So I have to make sure that that does not happen again. Because even if you just have one day without any food, that is like having one notch rationing for 4 days. Meaning they will start to go down in fitness. So it is better to have it on one notch rationing for several days than no food for several days. So just keep that in mind to calculate it a little bit. So if you have no food, then it's 100% rationing. If you have only 60% loss, then it is almost 80% food anyway. You get 80% of what you need. So keep that in mind. If there's no food, you get 0% of what you need. 80% above 0%, or even 60% above 0%. Anything is better than no food. Any rationing. Of course, this also depends on your tribe leader. You could have come to a point where the tribe leader was so old that all the limits were completely maxed out, meaning you couldn't ration even one, not even one notch. That could happen, and it will. It will. You will have tribe leaders who will disallow any increase in rationing. Quite common. So we do have some roots, nuts, and we do have raw meat. So we are good. So even though I saw that my fisherman had a pool to fish, I paused it to make sure that fish gets replenished a bit more, and also the pools that are closed, because that means there will be less time wasted on logistics. So that is also something you can min-max when you're doing hardcore games, or whatever games for that matter, to avoid time wasted. Let's just pause the hunters as well, because now we have food for many days. So let the animals be for a bit until food starts to go down, because they will eat it. Where am I going to put this one? How odd, it wouldn't let me place it there. Okay, here then. Yeah, that will of course be for raw meat. So when the meat is right, it can last up to a year longer. It's quite a long time, extremely long. And now we can make pits. Unfortunately, the pits cost 20 fine sticks now in comparison to 20 normal sticks before. Didn't love that. Let's just make till we can have two at a time. Because of course we also use sticks, fine sticks for bloody well everything else. Everything costs fine sticks. So yeah, when my tribes are really big, 400 plus, and I have a lot of stuff, I always have people, a 14-man crafter group doing fine sticks only. Otherwise you will run out, because it's constantly used for something. Especially the tools, of course. Yeah, so now we need a space for dried meat as well. Get it down. Get it done. So how, yeah, we can put down work hours again. I yo-yo with the work, with the policies all the time, to get things exactly the way I want it to, and that I need it to be, basically. So if we had not done the right things at the right time, also fiddled with the policies, we would have been dead already. So this is something that everyone can do. They just need to remember to use the policies. They are there to be used. I need a bench. Come on guys, do some more woodworking so we can get benches. I need to make benches for people because they stand around like weirdos. It looks weird. Because they have a cycle of what they do. They sit, they stand, they talk with family, they stretch, they twist up the body, they scratch themselves, and very often they stand around the fireplace instead of just squatting down like they normally should. So they're, yeah, I don't like that. It looks weird. Everybody's standing around the fireplace instead of sitting. So now we only have one more hut to build. Then everyone has a place to sleep. So we certainly have many enough huts now to warrant having 2 work spots. Because he is Max, he will continue to work on his skills and increase the tribe skill, and then we can have an apprentice as well. It's about time to get that done. Need to make sure we spread the skills before they die from old age, that is. This is where also having a lowered work age can help out, because this means that the elder will give up their spots to the younger generation faster. Hence the younger generation has more time to learn up to the max skills before the max skill holder dies. So that is also something to think about. There's a lot of things that is symbiotic. You do one thing and several areas have an effect, you know. So that is something you need to learn a lot by yourself as well. I can give you some guidance and tell you what will happen, but the thing is, no tribe is ever the same. No, yeah, you can't have one tribe behaving exactly the same and exactly the same. There will always be some small differences. It doesn't have to be big, but there will be small. And then you're also affected by the randomness of the seeds, the randomness of the game, basically. And yeah, so you need to figure out your tribe on your own. The nuances is up to each player for each tribe. But just as a thumb rule, don't be afraid to use the policies. Just pay attention to people's reaction. That's all you need to do. Pay attention to people's reaction. I think the easiest way to say it, whatever you can get away with, do it. I think that's the easiest way to say it. Especially in hardcore, because you really need to know how to use the policies. If you want a proper hardcore game, that is. Yeah. Okay, so now all the meat is dried. We do have some food. We have bones, nuts, dried meat. Let's get another fireplace so they can divide themselves a bit better now. Because they like to be with family around the fireplace, because it's chilling time after work, isn't it? And their unrest goes down as well when they are chilling in the afternoon. It's like when you come home tired from work and you sit down in your favorite chair, watch videos or whatever, play games, then your unrest goes down, doesn't it? It's exactly the same in game. Exactly the same. You can probably go down on these as well and see if we can have some people doing another task on their own. So I've already created now a group for find sticks. Just let them unlimited go do that job. Keep creating, because we're going to need them, because we need 20 fine sticks for each bit. It's insane. Let's see, let's get up some fishing now, because there should be fish back in the river. Let's not overdo it. And let's activate the hunters again to get food. Let's see if I can get away with having only the smaller animals. Trying my best to save the big animals for later. For the trickle, circle of life, stripping only, not actively hunting. Probably not. We are too far off to rely on other food types too much. But we need to not waste anything for sure. Okay, so that's a wooden spear issue. Going down on food again, I see, but there should be coming in fish as well now. So yeah, there will be wooden spears in time. Look at the colours. Look how well the shadows are doing as well. It's amazing. The graphics are fantastic. Right, let's start getting up some stoneworking skills for more than one person. That's what we're going to do to start with. Yep, so you are going to learn stoneworking. Oh, he just learned architecture as well. So it's spreading well, because we added more spots, didn't we, to the architecture group. More work spots, so more people could learn the skills. Yeah. Just keeping an eye on, see what people are doing and what we lack. Okay, so now there's seems to be hunters active again. No food. We have no food. Oh no! I might have been a smidgen too late activating these. No, I think we're all right. I think we got the food in just in the nick of time, because I think we had an entire day with 0 food. So let's see. They should be coming in now with the food. Yeah, there he comes. Room. The entire tribe is waiting for him to come so they can eat. Ta-da! Now people will go eat and their fitness will be okay again. Phew. I don't think we could have waited another full day, another 2 meals. I think that would have been bad, because now we have several babies or several kids, so we won't be able to get away with it so easily next time. Yeah. We couldn't have been more than 1 more day, and then we would have lost children, because they went an entire day with nothing to eat. And the day before that, they had to argue about a few nuts. That's all it was. Well, they're getting food now, so they should be all right. And I don't dare to ration with kids, because it's just a few days and then they topple, poor little things. I did do this one, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I did. And speed. Right. Okay, so we're going into spring, so that means we could be lucky. No, we're never going to get strawberries already. No, not going to happen. Well, you never know. Well, no, I kind of do. So summer, I'm kind of hoping we are close enough now to start getting rose hips where we are. Or we should. No guarantees though. The seed could be poor for rose hips, even though the devs have increased rose hips tremendously. We could still get a bad seed. So yeah. Okay, so now we're back on top again. We are in control again over the food. It is easy to forget to keep an eye on food intake or food income, because when you play expert and beginners, you tend to, when you have sorted your groups, you have sorted your groups for years. You know, you don't have to increase the food that comes in because we're not so worried about any waste. So we have no tiny limits like we do here. Here we need to limit everything, you know, and make sure nothing is wasted. While on beginners and expert, you can let it sail a bit on its own. So sometimes you tend to take that with you to hardcore, that attitude about letting things sail, but you quickly get reined in with your first starvation death. Then you quickly are reminded, no, you cannot rest here. You must keep changing and adjusting all the time. Which is the point, which is how I want it and how I got it. When you look at the tribe info page on the map over who's playing and where they are, and the amount of people they've got, how many years they have played, and also the difficulty and the culture, of course, I so rarely see any hardcore tribes. It's just so few. It's my little bubbles who's active only with 400 plus people, or whichever version I'm playing. I also have a good save of the last playthrough I did with farming sedentary life with 200 plus Neolithic hardcore, and then of course I have my 400 plus hardcore tribe as well that I play equally hard. So there's not a lot of hardcore tribes, at least not showing on the map. That is, there's probably a lot of players who does not use the activity map to see others playing same time as they are, but I'm pretty sure there won't be a ton more hardcore players. The thing is, you have different agendas with the point for you to have the game, the point that you want to have with playing the game, and the majority of people are not seeking hardcore challenges. The majority are seeking the adventure of a relaxed game, stepping into the tracks of the ancestors, and that is totally fine. I do that at time as well. I have a lovely beginner's tribe where everything is smooth sailing, but on the whole, I find it more giving to constantly challenge myself to see how can I push any limits and what can I do to make the devs cry today. That's my that's my go-to line whenever I need challenges. Oh, dude, I'm exaggerating to make a point, but yeah, I probably have given the devs quite a few grey hairs with playing the way I do. I regret nothing. I regret nothing. Right, so you probably saw earlier that I put my my communal task policies on max. This means that all tribe will focus on doing all communal tasks before any group tasks. And the reason I did this was to make sure that the entire pig that we killed got into camp before anything wasted away. So this is a way you can force tribe to tribe to participate in the stripping and bringing home of animal food and skin and bones. Yeah. You don't have to do it, it will be done, but I don't even want to lose the 4 units of food that you can lose in 24 hours. I don't want to lose anything. So now we are back again to having very little food. We can't rely on wild produce too much yet because it's still spring, so we won't really have any. Okay, you had skills being so little, and you had skills, so you have bad grades, both of you, but I will take you for your skills. because skills is always good to have. Probably need to get your huts extra down as well. There you go. Yeah, just keep up with the huts so you don't get any extra unrest. Okay, so yeah, we've got new animals, but they need to be stripped. They are 4, so they should be fine. I mean, the hare has like 1 meat. It's ridiculous. Yeah, so they don't need more than 3 now for the pig, because it's probably just the leather left on the hare. The 0.3 decimal leather, not much. Rats don't even give leather. They don't give anything. I think they give 1 meat and that's it. Well, what are you going to do with the bones? I guess you could make needles out of them. But we are not sewing anything yet. It will come though. I know it will come. A lot of things is planned for the future, and yeah, I'm eagerly awaiting each and everything, because I know a lot of what is coming, but I cannot tell you. I can just tell you that things will come. 100%, that's a bit rare. 100% is rare to happen in any hardcore tribe, but we are so small yet, you know. Let's see if we can keep that up when tribe is 400 plus. Let's see that. That would be a challenge. I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to reach that. I have a new challenge now. I'm going to do 400 plus population hardcore tribe, and I want 100% happiness. That's probably going to be the worst I've ever done. I probably won't make it. There's no way you can keep everyone happy in a 400 plus tribe, hardcore tribe. No way. I do have techniques though to make it happen. I could teach you guys them as well if they work. If they work, I will teach you guys how to do it in a small playthrough, or even just a tutorial to keep people happy. But you know, the rule number 1 is always the same. No combination unrest. I can trade those. We have quite a few ropes, don't we? Let's get a few of these weapons. Some of these will be raided. We will just borrow a bit of the food. I promise we will not bring it back. Yeah, get you. Yeah, that one is for the nuts, because we know last year or last October we got a few nuts. We got 7, I think, didn't we? Or was it 12? That means it's maybe one hazelnut tree giving a little bit produce for 2 days. Okay, so that is the last small animal we have. So we need to consider to quickly raid people to get stuff, or we need to open up for fishing and for the bigger animals. Oh, it's middle of the night, of course they're not filling up. If they don't fill up quickly, I'll fiddle about with the groups, take down some, just to make sure that we get them off before all the food is gone. I'm very, very nervous about putting on any rationing. It's like, yeah, it's a recipe for disaster. Besides, we can't. Look at that. Can't touch it. Well, there you go. It is what it is. Let's just get these off and away. So I reckon they will come home, maybe if we're lucky, with 20 dried fish, and that is 2.5 days meal, or 2 at least. Because now we have, is it 5 kids we have? They will only eat around 2 units put together. Oh, you're good. And you're good, but you have a bad grade. Doesn't matter, you're mine. Gotcha. Taking you, no matter. Okay, so let's see what I can do to make them go. Oh, I just removed one. There you go. Off you go. Yeah, they're going to get between 20, maybe 20, 25-ish. Depends. Let's get off the fisherman again. because we are low on food. So let's get a full dryer load if we can. Yeah. God, we can't put on. Oh, we can go back to normal communal task policies now. Share equally between communal tasks and groups. Oh, they're done already. Let's have a look and see. Yeah? Yeah, they didn't have far to go, did they? So we stole some ropes. Not stole, we traded some ropes, didn't we? Or did we steal them? I can't remember. I think we stole them. Yeah, we stole them. And then we are trading the ropes to get the weapons, right? And the other ones are being raided. Okay. Can't keep a track of everything I do. I keep forgetting what I've done. Okay, this. Now it's just a waiting game for the fish to come home. The tribe leader is so old now, we can't put up anything. But I have the work hours high because we need fish to come home now. And the adults can manage a few days without full. Oh my god, we're out of fish already. Okay, we have to open up for the big ones. So the adults can manage quite a few days to maybe 3 before it becomes very precarious with regards to starvation. But kids cannot even manage to. It's very hard hitting on them, especially on hardcore. So you need to be aware of that. If you are going to use rationing when you have kids, you can't do a lot. Oh, we got good amounts. I'm happy with that. Quite happy with that. Now they just need to get their butts back home so we don't have starving kids. Not much food left now at all, is there? Get your ass back home. Yeah. You look okay, even though you don't have skills. I can take you. Don't mind a bit more workers. Oh, we are soon going to be more discriminatory about who we get. It will we should in theory only take people who have skill increase or very good grades, because they can make very good leaders. Nice, very nice. So it is a good idea to raid and trade when you are struggling, but now we're also sending them out for the bigger animals. Oh, they already killed a horse. Oh my word, we need to go help them strip it. They're so quick. It's because look at hunting, how high it is. It's like 60% already. But I think we started with fairly high hunting, didn't we? We started with fairly high hunting and medium high fishing skills. The rest was bob, wasn't it? Which is why we need to spread it and make it increase. Oh, now we can see the straw huts. Oh, that means that everything else is going down in quality. So that means we should basically consider getting more straw and just start planning these straw huts. Yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda. We know for sure now that we're getting in meat to feed everyone. No starving. We are butting into the reserves now, aren't we? The big animals. Yeah. Need to be careful. They can so quickly run out and then we have nothing. We are going into summer now, so let's rely a bit more on the wild plant produce coming in so we can stop hunting the bigger ones. I didn't want them to hunt the horses, but there you go. Could have taken a goat or a sheep. That would have been sufficient. I should have specialized or assigned the type of animals they should have gone for. So that was my bad. But at least we have food and we have a small unit of hazelnuts. Yeah, look at that. So just let the tribe do the rest of the horse, because I don't want them to keep hunting. We have food now for several days. I want them to eat it up, especially now when we got home all the dried fish. So on pause it goes. We are almost at the limit of when it can be really hard. So as soon as we dip below 8k, we should be fairly well off. Doesn't mean we don't need to keep an eye on everything and you know, keep up with everything, because it's still hardcore and it's still non-migratory, so things will go down and down and down in amounts. So we still have to be vigilant in absolutely everything we do and rely on raiding and trading a lot. Yeah, so there is produce. We even have honey now. Now that is luxury. So I'm getting up the pits as we get enough fine sticks bit by bit. Don't have to chop up everything, because most of the food is being eaten within a few days, so they don't have time to decay away. You can easily judge by how much your tribe is eating, how much to get in, and also how much you will need to do either further processing or store in good storage. So when you have more than 3 days worth of food, it is time to get storage options. And when you have more than 3 days worth of raw meat or fish, it is time to get dryers. So it's just like a rule of thumb. If you have more than 3 days food for anything, start processing and store them. Okay, we need you as well. The luxury. We have so much food now. We even have option to get honey. That was quite early though, wasn't it? It's quite early to get honey. But maybe there are some polar bees. Not only polar bears, but also polar bees. Have you heard of the polar bees? They are new to the game. Yeah, these are bees that enjoy harsh winters. They are polar bees. Did I put it on 1? I put it on, yeah, okay. Let's get limits. Otherwise things will be wasted, because we have several types now of wild plant produce that we can get in. And there's no way they can eat it all, so limit it is. Can have higher limit on the nuts and also the rose hips, I think, because they can last for quite a long time, so I'm not too worried about them being wasted away. But some of the others need to have smaller limits. Mushrooms and berries are very quickly to decay, but berries are eaten up fairly quickly as well, because it's candy for them. It's a snack, because it's not very calorie rich, but it's very sweet. They love it. Yeah, getting more pits bit by bit. Okie dokie, let's see what people are doing. We need to keep an eye on the skills as well, so that people don't die with them, because we are going into year 2 now. So yeah, we don't have a lot of super old people, nothing that hasn't been taught further anyway. So yeah, and we have one dude doing all the stone fencing, so he will be working on the stone working. Look at these guys, just making sure they are okay. Yeah, that was the old leader, so she is the daughter of our old leader. Looking good. We really want the straw huts now, because it's going to be difficult to keep people happy with the other things now, because the straw huts are minus already, and the majority of people have to sleep in the straw huts. So I'm surprised we're still 100% happiness. They must be rotating really well. But of course, as soon as we get the straw huts, we are going to replace this poor man shacks. So there. keeping an eye on the food. We have so much food now, it's ridiculous. Look how much food we have. It was a good thing that I paused the fishermen and the hunters and also put limits and everything else, because there's no way they can eat more than this. No way. So also when people have 100% happiness, you will have a higher probability of the ladies in the tribe to become pregnant. So it is one way to control your birth rate, and that is to keep people bob happy and not 100% happy. So keep that in mind. Can't control population via happiness or unrest, to be honest. Yeah. Also that I do every now and then, only in very rare cases do I do it, but I sometimes send people out to raid our tribe that I know will whoop their ass, because you will lose no children then. Unfortunately, you won't lose any elders either, because they should be the first to go, but the game does not work like that. Let me see, Flintspear. I think I want to raid you. I might get a few. There won't be many though, because they're fairly big, so they will fight for whatever they've got. Because we are just small, aren't we? We like 1 or 2 huts. Well, those were like 4, I think. We can actually trade a few. Or shall we just, shall I trade? Or, yeah, no, I'll be a good neighbor. Trade. For now. To get the good spears. Or should I just wait? I don't know. Nah, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. And you can take the berries now, because I took the other one for the rose hips, because we had decaying rose hips, but we had no berries, so we can just put them in the bit to save them. Let's see their skills, making sure they're well divided. Yeah. Oh, he just learned architecture. So the green on their knowledges is what they have recently learned. The blue is what they had the previous month or so, and the green is what they've learned this month, and red of course will be what is lost. So, but the loss is generational. So you don't lose it in your lifetime, you lose it after your lifetime. When your life ends, then it can become red, unless you have taught it away. Then if you haven't taught it away, everything is gone. So yeah, that sounded a bit intricate, didn't it? Only old people will lose skills, nobody else. Tribe will lose skills when old people die, unless you've trained your younger generation, and tribe will also lose skills with people that die from hunger or whatever, and tribe will lose the skills when people are leaving the tribe. Then they will take their skill levels with them. So there are 3 ways to lose skills, knowledges and levels: famine, old age, and leaving the tribe. Yeah, no other way. It used to be that each person throughout his life could lose skills, so you had to constantly work on it all the time. But now you don't have to. They changed it fairly quickly, because it was a pain in the you-know-where to keep up with a big tribe. So they changed it to it becoming a generational loss only. So if you have learned a skill, you will have it till the day you die. You will never lose it. Because the other way was way too difficult, way too hard to keep up with. It was a nightmare. And we did a lot of testing on it to get it right, though. We did months and months of testing on the knowledge system, and I still feel there are a few areas where we can do better. I don't particularly like that you have to overproduce and spam a bit in small tribes to make sure that the skills are not lost. I wish there was something we could do to avoid that, because I find it highly unlikely, actually take away highly unlikely. It is not correct that they lose the ability to create wooden spears when one of the elders die, because there's no way he's the only one knowing it. you know. So these things, I have said it before, and I will keep saying it to the devs over and over again until I get it. All Paleolithic tools should never be able to be lost in the game. Never. All Paleolithic tools should forever be in the game. Indeed. Can't lose it. I'll just take you. So that is almost at a hot potato. Not quite a hot potato, but I do nag quite a bit for things to be a little bit more correct and a little bit more logic. And having stone axe, having bifaces, the ability to build pelt huts, the ability to build the smaller huts, the ability to have wooden spears, fine sticks, all these things are Paleolithic inside. All these things that I've mentioned plus are Paleolithic knowledge. And when you start in the Mesolithic, which is what we do most of the time, 10 KBC, blah, 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 you should always have all these Paleolithic tools. And I will never give in on that, because this is correct. If you're going to start in the Mesolithic and you have no other option, like going back in time, than inventing these things yourself in the Paleolithic time, then you should have them all when you start in the Mesolithic or the Neolithic or whatever. Yeah, and my point is that the logic is lacking here. And this is something we can make happen because we follow history and correct data as much as we can. We can't do it on all places, of course, but this is an area we can. We should make them always available, no matter. You should never lose it. It should be basic knowledge that nobody can ever lose. So that needs work. Yeah. And we need more pits. Oops, not there. Put it by the stone, perhaps, where they sit. Yeah, I can sit and eat. Why not? We had enough fine sticks to chock down too. Gosh, the luxury. How are we doing? I babble along so much I'm not paying attention here. Okay, yeah, we still have food. Oh, a lot of food. I think we might actually lose some of the rose hips. But we have paused still the hunters and the fishermen. We can tidy up a bit in the camp now, I think. Yeah. Get it away from floating around. When you don't have any bigger houses and stuff for the crafters to sit inside and craft, then if you just have a fireplace and the materials they need to craft next to the fireplace, they will be plenty efficient. Just try to avoid placing it on the opposite side of the camp so they have to spend a lot of time on logistics. That is something that always gets me. That the tribe is not always logic, you know. They sometimes choose to go get materials from a further away place, and then they go even further away to sit and craft. I don't particularly think that's very logic. One would assume traditionally that one would go to the first place one can sit down, but that doesn't always happen. And when that happens, I go check their grades, because they could be imbeciles. I have seen imbeciles do the weirdest shit in this game. I'm not even kidding. We once migrated with an imbecile, and he brought with him, what he carried was 1 raw stone. Just saying. They do weird shit. Not even kidding. Oh, yeah. It's quite cool that they have these personalities. Okay, let's see. You can go down because we don't need a ton now that we've built a few. So we only need 1 by 1, because you harvest the scarce resources by decay. So if 1 axe decays away, then you have 1 fine stone available, and then you craft a new axe, and then that's it. And then it takes a while, and then another axe decays away, and then by that time your gatherers have gotten 1 more fine raw stone. Because what a lot of people seem to forget or not know is that the best storage options, where things last the absolute longest, is always in nature, unharvested. Yeah, that can save you quite a few years in the locality. If you want to stay long term, you have to be stingy on the materials, the scarce ones, especially the fine raw stones, and also the flint cores can be quite scarce. Right, let's have a look. I can take away those because those are in pits. Yeah, rest can stay. You can stay. How are we doing still? Yeah. Plenty food, plenty food. This is good. This is good. It looks really nice. It might seem super easy, but it does take a lot of jiggling to get it right the first time. I have done a lot of these tests, and you do need luck. If you have a really, really poor area, you could actually starve to death, because sometimes you get like 4 fish and 2 animals, and that's it. So you of course need to be careful with all the migrants. How many migrants are you accepting compared to how many can you actually feed and house? You know, because you need to house them and you need to feed them, you need to make sure they're happy. So there's a lot of things to consider if you want to do these kind of games, very challenging games. And, you know, can't forget to use the policies correctly. You have to use the policies, and you need to know what is going to happen in day 2. So if you see that your tribe only has food for 1 day and you see that there's no fish, you need to up the hunters or send out raid parties or trading parties. You just have to do it. But you do have options of things to do. You know, if you don't hunt wildly, you will still have a trickle of animals you can kill, like we have done now. We paused and only took the smaller animals, and when shit hit the fan, then we did the bigger, and then when we got more, then we put it back down again. So this is the way to do it. Whichever way works, really. It doesn't have to, you know, be this or be dead, but I don't think you can ever get away from using policies correctly. To be honest, you need to build correctly as well, because the moment you have a combination unrest, you can lose them any day, because they won't go a lot of days with combination unrest. At least not if the combination of unrest has been with them for a long time, for many days. Seriously, they will just up and leave. And you know the drill. When one leaves, there's a whole drove of family members protesting and leaving. So we've got new animals, that's good. I see we have plenty of the smaller ones, so we can leave the big ones. So that's good. So we've upped most the group work spots to let them spam a bit to get more skills. Let's try up some of the... Oh, okay, we don't have any. The amount of animals will slowly increase. In beginners, you get a lot of animals migrating to you, but on hardcore it is the odd handful, and that's it. You may not even get all the species that is appropriate for the area, so just keep that in mind and try to save the bigger ones for for really rainy days. At least if you want to try to stay sedentary from 10 kbc in hardcore, then you really should be careful with all the hunting. Don't just send out and send out. You basically count the food. You basically make sure that there is 0 waste. More migrants. Or you have bad grades and you have nothing to give, but I'll take you. I keep saying we need to get stingy now with migrants with spacers, but I still keep taking them. She had nothing to give and she didn't have any good grades, or at least she had some bad ones that I don't want, but it's hard to say no to females. Okay, let's go have a bit of fun with these guys. See if we can manage this. Get some more food. We are getting our trickle. Go. Are you lacking just one? Let's take down a few of these then, to let them go in this one instead. Yeah, that was all they needed. Because they've also been, the devs have also coded the people to complete their tasks much more strongly than they used to. So when you have all the groups max or high, because we had both the crafter groups max priority, which meant that nobody would leave it And we also put the group priorities very high and communal tasks very low, which even strengthens that they will stick to their group, so that there was no one in there to join. It's so beautiful. It is so beautiful here. Yeah, so we had to take away some of the spots in the crafter groups, and then of course there were people enough to join the raiders. Let's see. Yeah, is that a bribe you're bringing with you? The plant fiber, maybe? Yeah? Some bribe? Are you going to trade rate? Here, have a plant fiber and only a few losses of life towards against getting whatever we want. Just give. Right. Yeah, we don't have baskets, so we can't get any better storage for the honey or the other animal products or produce. But we can make benches, and we will. Yeah, so people can sit. Ta-da! Well, we do get baskets. We're going to have the baskets around the benches. I always do that. They help themselves on the basket, and then they sit next to the bench to eat, or go into any hut. They do like going into the huts to eat. Yeah. They do that a lot, actually, which is fine, of course. The stone fences are taking their time because I only have one person doing it, trying to force them to learn the skills. All the kids in one crafter group. Yeah, I hope you're learning. You are. Good, good. It's quite a natural thing when you have lower work ages that the elders will of course give up their spots earlier to the younger generation, so the younger generation can learn. So in that sense, it's not a bad thing. Okay, we are really low now. We still have several kids. We cannot wait around. If we fish up, we fish up. It is what it is. Because we have a boar we can hunt. Let's do that. Let's get him. Get some bacon for the kids for their breakfast. Nice. That is nice. Or it seems they didn't want the plant fiber. The bribe didn't work, so we just ravaged them instead. Sure, whatever works. Give us 80 food and you get one plant fiber. Take it or die. They chose to not take it. That's brave. Must be a very, very proud tribe. Come on. Get food, get food. Okay, so that's the last small animal we have. Okay, so we have a little bit of food at home now. Not much. Yeah, let's just not go completely hysterical and open up all the food stuff. So we have plenty dried food now. Plenty. We have enough. So let's see. Nice. We're getting more food. Excellent. Yeah, so the raiding and the trading has done well. And when we have the flint spears, we also have stronger raiding parties as well. And of course the flint spears make the hunters hunt faster. But if you want them to learn their skills, you should give them poorer weapons, because then they spend longer time on the actual hunting, which means they will learn more. The longer time they spend hunting, the more they will learn. They will not learn while running after the animal. They will only learn when they're actually hunting it with regards to killing it. I think they should get some skills when they are hunting it, like running after it as well, because that is a part of the hunting, isn't it? To sneak up on the animal or come so close you can actually do anything. Hello, let's have a look at you. None of you had any good grades, but I'll take you. This reminds me of the the playthrough I did of animal husbandry, where I had like 300 people or something. And I kept saying, no, I'm going to stop taking migrants now. I'm going to stop. And I never stopped until it was well over 300. And I said, now I have to stop because I can't feed you all. So I had to stop. It's hard. Let me see. Okay, are you sure you want to do that? Well, the cow has a lot of meat. Let's do it then. Get the cow. Because food is going like hot teeth cakes now, isn't it? Not much left at all. Let me see. Yeah, I'll keep the limits as they are at the moment. Okay, so even though we are around 8k BC, we still have issues with the food. So we need to mix and tricks a little bit and be very careful. Otherwise we will go out. So there's no 100% guarantee you are okay the second you tip over 8k or below 8k. You still need to be taken care of to not overproduce or to basically get anything at all. So limits are important, and also pausing groups, putting limits, not hunting everything in one go. I'm pretty sure a lot of you people already do this, maybe not to the extremes perhaps, like never migrate or settle so far north that you can't go a kilometer more north before you die from lack of food. But a lot of you people already know most of the things that I'm saying anyway, because you play enough yourself to figure stuff out, which for me is a great way to learn the game. You learn a lot by doing things yourself, by mistakes mostly, so don't be afraid to make mistakes. Just save your game, and if you cock up, you reload the save and fix your mistake and see how that goes. Totally fine. Totally fine. Well, I'll be darned. Excellent. So, let's see. Let's do it. Now we can finally get another use for the bones that we have. That we normally eat. Let's put some high limits on these, or at least some of them. I'll leave you to it, to work on your woodworking and your toolsmithing, because they're two young children, so I'm going to keep them constantly occupied in that group so that they learn the skills. It's a great way to do it. Just remove the limits on everything that takes little materials to build, but that gives skills. Yeah, let's get more for some of the produce, because we should in theory start getting strawberries-ish around now. Depends how cold the winter was. How cold was the winter? Can anyone remember? I can't. Look it up, we don't have a red apple anymore, we only have a yellow. Luxury, I'm just saying that's luxury. Yeah, we're good. Nobody went an entire day without eating, especially not the kids, because that would be catastrophe. Yeah, we're doing good. Look at that. Food for several days. So it's basically just to keep an eye on, keeping it stable now. Mixing and tricksing with the groups. Sorting the limits. Is that an old tribe leader? Yeah. That's she's about to decay away. Yeah, they also increase the time it takes from a person dies until the body is gone. So it takes a few extra days. Yeah, look at that. We have both reed and straw hut ready to be discovered. Yeah. So can easily have a little bit more preparing. We're preparing for the discovery of both reed and straw huts, the bigger ones, I mean. You can go on pause now for a little bit. There you go. Ta-da. Let's save some of the bigger ones. So now we got okay, so when we build these as well, we are training them more in architecture, so they will also discover the reed hut. However, we have like the odd tusk or the odd stalk of reed in this place. So I'm not sure how many reed huts we're gonna get at all. But of course, as we get these straw huts up, we're going to replace the poor man shacks with these straw huts. Yeah. Give them better and better accommodation, housing accommodation, to keep control over the unrest. So we're still needing to keep an eye on the food here, guys. Can't just let it sail away. So we do have a few days of food for everyone. No panic yet. I did panic a while back. I swear to God, if I'd gone another day without food, we would have lost all the children. Each and every one of them. Because we were already on day 2 and a little bit without proper meals. One day was only a few nuts available. So it could easily have gone really bad. It could very easily have gone really bad. But what saved the situation was that we didn't hunt everything from start. You know, we saved the bigger animals. And when shit hits the fan, we hunted them to save the kids. Because the adult population could have managed another day or 2, but not the kids. No way. They would not have managed it. Okay, so not much left of the stone fence to do now. But at least several people have learned the stoneworking skills, so I don't have to worry too much about it. And we're getting more and more pits. And of course, since you need fine sticks to build the pits, you will also of course use fine sticks to repair them. So you need to have your fine stick factory up and going, up and running. Yeah, look at the speed they're doing now. Goes quite quickly, doesn't it? Almost there, almost there. Okay, so you're doing the goats and the sheep. I think I put them on. How are you guys? You have two of you. I'm a little bit surprised to still see a few honeycombs surviving the winter. It must have been a fairly mild winter. That kind of means we are likely going to get some strawberries. I think we're far enough south to get strawberries, but we might be too high up. Because we are fairly high up, aren't we? We are basically in the Swiss Alps. Which is also why we have goats and sheep out in the wild. Look at you. Look at that guy. Okay, so yeah, we are building huts, no worries. That's the first straw hut. Excellent. Then that unrest that was growing for that child sleeping by the fireplace will of course go away. Because the hut can take 5 people. Yeah? So let's just get more down. And as we build and get enough sleep spots for everyone, we take away the shacks. Let's go have some fun. See what people got. What about you? You're fairly small, you're only 2 huts. We can send like 4 people to ravage you a smidgen. It doesn't mean that I won't lose anyone just because there are only 2 huts. There could be some proper fierce warriors in that tribe, who knows? We'll find out. Yeah, there are options for us. And also, if there's too little tribes with food options, if you keep hammering them with trading and raiding, they will change their commodity faster. Because they will change commodities. Either when they're empty or when they're tired of you coming for that one type of commodity. They will of course move further and further away from you and end up in a small pile on the corner somewhere. But that's the price you pay for being a menace to society. Seriously? You had it coming. Yeah. So, let's see. I think we got pits for everything now, fairly well covered. The thing with pits is they only have 1 service point, which means that only 1 person can help themselves from the pit at the same time. And since the new system with the queuing is implemented, we need to make sure that everyone gets the option to go help themselves with the food. So we need to make sure we have enough service points. And of course, storehouses and baskets have 3 service points, while everything else that we have has only 1. So having high volume food for pits is not such a great idea unless you place down a gazillion pits, and that's going to be way too uneconomical because they are, after all, asking for fine sticks. You know, fine sticks is used for so much in the game, or you need so much. So I would never place down a ton of pits, never. I might use it for some of the really low volume produce, such as mushrooms, berries perhaps, but that would be it. And also I would also use it for the food that is going into the animals' feeders, like flax grain. I will use it for flax grain. Oh, okay. Well then, we keep getting new stuff. Don't mind at all. Do the fencing now and also the big benches. Yeah. Constantly improving our knowledges. Right, so I need to get up more stone fencing because these guys need to learn stoneworking. Look, I have 3 kids in that group. Let's take advantage of that. Ta-da! More work for you guys. Maybe a few of them will learn stoneworking, at least the rudimentary skills. So I'm going to start editing away the nights to avoid this video becoming several hours long. I actually don't have time to do 8-hour videos. All of December will be extremely busy for me. And most of January will be absolutely horrendously busy. So I think this is one of the last videos I will make before the new year. So I don't have time to make it for hours on end. So I will cut away some of the nights. Make it a little bit shorter for you guys as well. Are you guys still trading? Okay then. Yeah, take your time. Oh, and then they were done. Yeah, good. Any food that we can get is good. It means we can save our own locality food. So what I normally do, if I have raided the tribe, then I trade them afterwards, because then they get up their stock again. You could be unlucky though and have them change their commodity. That is a risk you have to take. But we don't do really well without utilizing everything possible in the game. We can't just let it sail along, so we need to consider the raiding, the trading, and the policies, of course. What you place down, when you place it down, you know. Yeah, everything is very symbiotic. You can change one thing and several areas will be affected. It kind of goes without saying. It's not really something I need to tell you guys. You already probably know this. But maybe not. You might not have thought about it like a symbiotic relationship. But that's basically what it is, isn't it? Everything is based on one thing that you do that they can change several parts of what the tribe will do. And that's basically it. We are the puppet masters. That sounds so horrendous, doesn't it? Because we're always attributing it with something negative, aren't we? At least the way it's been used by us for too long. Anyway, house is coming up, and as the straw huts are coming up, the poor man's shacks are going down. Because they don't like those, because they haven't been liking them for a long time. But I'm really glad that they put them in anyway, that we didn't need to have a gazillion, you know, levels of architecture to get them. And it wasn't like that in the beginning. In the beginning we had to research architecture to get them, when in fact they should have been there from the start, which they now are. But you know, if you lose architecture altogether, you lose all the huts. But if you are playing beginners, you can get away with not having architecture for a while, because you will get a steady stream of migrants, and migrants are hard-coded to have more of lost knowledges and more of lost levels. So if you have a specific knowledge that you struggle with keeping up and keep losing a bit of levels here and a bit of levels there, more migrants will bring these levels to you. Yeah. Let me see, let's avoid the biggest ones, because we are going a little bit low on food now. Even though we are in summer, we are a bit low. So we don't have a lot to go on, to be honest. We have actually very little to go on, so we must rely a bit more on the prey. And thank goodness the raiders, or the traders came with some food. Can last us for a few days. How are you guys doing? Still no? No? Okay, so the third child that was in that group has gone somewhere else. Fine. But we do have people with stoneworking skills, so it's not like... Oh, there you go. Baskets ahoy. This means we can finally start getting proper storage for our animal products and animal produce. At the moment we only have one animal produce, isn't it? We only have honey, and that's it. But yeah, now it's time to get down the baskets. Then we basically have everything in storage, don't we? We have everything in locked storage. So now we have just tipped below. We have just gone straight under 8k. So according to history, the environment should now have changed so much from 10k BC that we should be able to have a good trickle of wild plant produce. Most months except of course winter and early spring. So let's see how we're faring now. I don't really foresee that we will have any issues now, because we need to also remember that the resources in the area, the food resources, will increase a bit based on your tribe size as well. So there's that to calculate too. But of course, the longer you stay in the same locality, the more things will diminish away. I mean, because it is like in real life, if you keep harvesting and taking things, it will slowly but surely go away. Not everything, of course. You will never lose the trees. You will always have grass. You will always have stones and sticks. All these things will come back and come back. So it's not like you're going to go out of everything. But we must be careful with the food. All food trees and food bushes needs to be not harvested empty every time. But they need to be allowed to reseed. Okay, so now I think we only need 1 or 2 more huts before we have enough to delete all the poor man shacks. Yeah, then we're doing good. So thinking about staying from 10k BC, same locality, until basically you have 300-400 people on hardcore, that's going to be really difficult to do, considering that as the years go by, we need more and more food also from the wild until we actually get the farms. So I don't think that's going to work. I'm pretty sure it won't work. I can tell it right away. it won't be possible, because you will probably need to do scavenge runs in order to establish a farming community when you have 200 plus population on hardcore. It's way too little food to rely on managing to stay past 200 in the same locality. It's just not going to work. You can of course manage it if you have farming, but until you have farming, no way, Jose, ain't gonna work. Anyone claiming they have done it, they are not telling you the truth. Trust me, not possible in hardcore. No way. With farming, however, yeah, I've already proven you can do it. Already made a playthrough. I think I might continue on a 400 tribe and see how long I can stay sedentary. I might manage a few years. 400 people on hardcore, on slow. Are you serious? It's a lot of food, oh my word. No way I can keep that up. No way. Not gonna happen. For now. But of course, people who say they've done it, they could have used mods. Actually, take away they could have. They have used mods, because otherwise they would not have managed it. But I am actually considering using a cheat. Nothing that will affect food or anything like that. I can't do that. But I'm considering using a mod that increases the limit you can have on your population, because I want the game to be harder than it already is. I need to push limits. I can't help it. I have to do it. It's like an obsession. Can I beat the system? If I can, I will. That's my fun. As I already asked to have more population, and the devs just said, mod it. I don't know how to bloody mod. I can nag. I can do that. That's what I can do. Anyway, I can't use anything else as long as I do any testing at all, because the results, of course, will not be correct, will they? How can I possibly how can I correctly report how the food is for this and this level when everything I have is modded to be easier? Come on. It's like saying, oh, there's so much food in beginners when I've modded it to be 5 times more. And then the devs, of course, are listening to me and reducing food by 3 times. And then you end up having hardcore conditions in beginners. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. Not going to work. Okay, we are getting more houses now. Let's see. So all the small shacks are gone. The poor man shacks, because we need none of those. We don't really need the pelt huts either, but I will just keep them to have a diversity of building material and repairing materials. Not everything is straw. That's not a bad idea, to be honest, because they rotate so well in the better huts when we have so many of them, that the odd times people sleep in the pelt huts, it won't really do anything. Oh, he was getting berries. Yeah, those are blackberries though, that have survived the winter, not strawberries. So we don't really have a lot of reed. So we'll see what we can get. At least they are going for them. The few stalks we do have, it's going to take ages to get enough to get a reed hut up. But that is what we have. We have time, don't we? We have plenty time. Because the straw huts are not low enough to give a minus quality sleep, so they will do the trick. They will definitely do the trick. But of course we want better quality, because this is hardcore and we have to do everything we can to avoid any kind of combination unrest. We can't be cocky with the food still though. Can't be cocky. Need to pay attention. There's going to be quite a few thousand years before we get agriculture, perhaps around 4,500-ish. Could perhaps get it a bit sooner, but not likely. Not so likely. Now we just need to see if we can get down to 7k BC, because we are pretty much secure then. So the fact that the people wanting to do hardcore from 10k BC until the 0 AD, that is not going to work without migration. You can manage for a long time with a small population, but you will not manage to stay for a long time when you reach a certain population size. When you are between 80 and 100, you have to migrate. There is no getting away from it. If you don't have farms to subsidize what the wild produce is not doing for you, you have to migrate. That's just the way it is on hardcore. In beginners, you can stay from 10k BC to 2023 AD if you like, and further. No problem. You will have a nice influx of animals coming all the time. You will have constant wild plant produce you can harvest basically throughout the entire year. You will have farming, you will have livestock in huge amounts. It's no big deal. Even with 500 people you can do it. I've seen people do it with 500. I have done it with 700 before they put down the limits. No problem whatsoever. Hardcore, never going to happen. Can't happen. Way too little food. But of course, if you mod your game to have a lot more food, if you mod everything to take longer to need repair and you know, less materials and everything, you can stay forever. I mean, if you mod your way to success, then you kind of have done it, but you are not playing vanilla. You're not playing a pure game. To me, that is actually cheating. But I don't mind what people do. It's up to each person how they want to do things. But I will not say that, oh yeah, I have done it, when I know that I have been doing it with mods only. I do it pure or I don't do it at all. But what I can tell you for sure, that unless you're cheating, you will never manage it. Not in a million years. That is not a question or an uncertainty. This is a fact. But of course, when things are changing, when we actually are going to build cities, then we need a lot more people. Otherwise, who are we building the city for? Yeah? Look at our old raid leader. Look at our old leader now. Everything is in default except the rationing, but we don't need to ration. We are okay-ish. Let's not be cocky. Could quickly come and bite us in the tush. Let's be vigilant to keep an eye on stuff. Yeah. Oh, hello, migrants. Let's have a look-see. It's a female. She doesn't have any bad grades. Don't mind her. She can come. Full Mesolithic still. Yeah, it's too early to get any Neolithic influence, but we're not far off. Less than 1,000 years or so, we could start to get the small sliver of Neolithic influence in the migrants. Get going, girls. Go raid some food and stuff. So it is always a good idea to keep, oh there they go, good. It's always a good idea to keep limits on everything you harvest if you plan to stay long term. Otherwise they will just keep harvesting forever and they harvest everything they can find. Hence reseeding, you know, and regrowing is slower or not at all. So always keep that in mind. If you transfer real life conditions to the game, you will do quite well because there's a lot of things you can directly transfer, which is the same in real life as it is in game. Yeah. Let's make sure we have enough graves because we're getting more elder people, aren't we, as we are increasing the population, of course. Yeah. We still only have one offering and that seemed to be doing the trick. Don't need a ton because we don't have a lot of people, do we? So yeah, keep in mind if you want to stay long term, same locality on hardcore, you need to not have so high population. If you can keep it below, say max 60 perhaps, you can probably stay for many more decades if you're careful with what you're hunting. You know, rotate on the animals you're hunting so they have time to reproduce and regenerate the size. Leave a lot of the wild produce to be reseeding itself, and vary the building materials you're using, and vary the materials you're using for other things like storages and all these things. Just keep varying things so things have time to replenish itself. And that is basically how you can manage to stay sedentary from 10 kbc on hardcore. Secret is use your policies, be stingy with all food, have limits on absolutely everything, rotate the wild prey, try to save the bigger animals to make sure that when shit hits the fan, you have something to fall back on. You raid for food or better equipment, and you can also trade for food and better equipment. Everything counts, and avoid any combination unrest. Having one unrest for quite a few days, you can get away with. You will not get away with having several over several days, over many days. That is just not going to happen. So keep these rules of thumb in your mind when you are trying to do this. You are also a victim to the random seeds. You could be really unlucky and land on an absolutely crap place with so poor seeds. That could happen. But it is actually possible to do it. But you do need some luck as well. It is not all about being good at what you do. You do need the locality to be kind to you. If not, you will have to migrate, because we had several incidences where the food was so low that I was fearing we were going to lose people to starvation. Yeah, so what you need to do, in my opinion, to learn better is to save often, and when you make a mistake, go back on your save, reload and redo, do it differently. Just experiment and see what you work best with. How does it work for you? How will it work for you? How does the tribe take all the changes? Blah, 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 all these things. Just keep in mind, everything is possible. We just need to use the policies, build the right thing at the right time. Also, it is important that you still enjoy the game. So don't do things that are just pure frustration. You could start on beginners first, see how that goes. Then you move on to the expert and see how you do that. And then you can have a ton of tries on hardcore. And you know what? In the end, you will succeed. Trust me, you will succeed. You just need to have full insight in how to use the policies and how the tribe actually works. And also remember, the tribes are not necessarily all the same. So you need to adjust slightly. Maybe not big adjustments, but some slight adjustments will be needed. So I hope this has been fun for you. It was certainly a bit nail-biting for me, that's for sure, especially after we got kids. Keep in mind, kids will not handle famine very well. They will die like flies, no kidding. So I might make another video right before Christmas sometime. I might, no promises, seriously, I'm really busy, but I will for sure be back in full swing sometime after the new year. I have no idea when. It will be when I'm done with all the work. And thank you so much for watching this video, and until I see you guys again, have fun and take care.